welcome to this Wednesday Word of Wisdom. I talked just recently about 3 keys to designing the life that you want to be living. Now, if you haven't seen those ones, go back, take a look. There's 4 in the series. And so I would love to have you have that information, because today what I'm going to be talking about is what is stopping you from setting those goals that you want to set and actually achieving them. So before we dive right in, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links are right here for you. And that way you can just stay on top of any of the new content that I'm going to be bringing to you. All right, so now that you've done that, let's jump in. Human beings are naturally lazy. We are incredibly lazy beings, but it comes natural to us because we needed to develop some strategies in order to survive as a species. And additional stress on our mind, on our body, we take as a threat to our ability to survive. So we tend to avoid. We avoid as much as we possibly can. We avoid as many of those extra stressors on our mind and our body as we can. You might not like hearing this, but you are lazy. I'm lazy. We are all lazy as a species. We're all looking for the easiest way through. We're all looking for that magic pill or that simple solution that's going to just change our world, that's going to cause us to lose weight, or that's going to cause us to be successful, or that's going to cause us to become rich, or that's going to create happiness in our world. But there is no magic pill. There is no simple one-step solution that just wipes away everything and just microwaves us to that place of happy. I mean, if it was that simple, we would all be thin, rich, and happy. But we're not. And even if it was that simple, we wouldn't have worked for it, so we wouldn't appreciate what we had. Think about all those rich kids who grew up not knowing the pain of having to work hard for something. And they don't tend to appreciate what they have. When you have to actually work for something, you recognize what it's like not to have that thing. When you do get it, you appreciate it so much more. But you know, every year we set these new goals for ourselves. And how many times do we fall flat on our face, whether it's weeks or just a few months into trying to accomplish those goals? We just throw our hands up and we're like, okay, forget this. This is not for me. I don't want it. And we justify our way out of it because our internal nature is fighting it tooth and nail, because it's an additional new stressor on our system. And it isn't about self-control or willpower. Those things are not going to cut it when it comes to actually achieving those goals that we set ourselves up to achieve. We have to look inside to the true cause of the results that we're getting in our life. Our belief systems, our habits, our emotional internal scripts, those are things that are continually sabotaging our ability to succeed. Very few people can outperform the quality of the thinking that they are applying to their lives right now. So when you want to be more, when you want to do more, when you want to have more in your life, you are going to have to dig deep and start to explore some of those belief systems, habits, some of those emotional justifications that you are using that are creating roadblocks for you achieving more. You have to improve, you have to increase the quality of the thinking that you are applying to your life if you want to see different results. If you do not go within, you will go without. That is the number one thing. But also when we set goals, we have to start to create new rituals, new routines, new habits, new systems, new structures. We have to basically do something that is going to push us past our comfort zone and allow us to see outside of our emotional reasoning that is holding us back. And finally, it's how we evaluate our experience and how we set ourselves up for success in our scheduling that is going to make the difference. So very quickly, the things that are really creating the disconnect between setting goals and achieving them is, number one, core belief systems, habits, values, emotional reasoning. That's number one. Number two is the systems and structure, rituals, routines that we set up for ourselves that can push us past that comfort zone and kind of propel us into the success that we want to see for our lives. That's number two. And number three is our evaluation of our experience and how we schedule and set ourselves up for success the following day, week, month, how we look into and evaluate our process. So if you want to propel yourself into success, to become somebody who doesn't just set goals, but who achieves them, somebody who can find happiness in their world right here, right now, while still making themselves better, I would love to just give you 15 minutes of my time where I can give you some really specific tools and resources for you so that you can take that next step, so that you can start to see that success in your life where you begin the process of really achieving your goals. Now, if you would like to do that, there is a link in the description for this video, and I want you to take a look at that. Click the link, and it is going to take you to a place where you can schedule a free 15-minute call with me. There is literally nothing to buy on this call. I just want to share just some deeper tools, resources that you can use that is going to start to take you from where you are to where you want to be. So click the link below and follow the steps to book in your 15-minute call. Thank you so much for joining me today. And High Achiever is still taking on some new registrations. So if you would like to jump into that program or learn a little bit more, go to extremeexcellence.ca and just go click the All Courses link and click on High Achiever, and you'll be able to dive into that program. All right, thank you again for joining me, and I will be back with you next week.
Get your daily dose of motivation on the Motivational Moments with Michelle podcast. In Motivation with Michelle podcast, you'll get encouraging, uplifting, and life-changing wisdom that will transform your world at your fingertips, 24 hours a day. Get a fuller, deeper revelation of the tools you can implement to see incredible transformation in your life from Michelle Newstetter's powerful teachings. Tune in whenever you need to be edified, uplifted, or a dose of motivation, no matter where you are. Subscribe to Motivational Moments with Michelle podcast with Michelle Newstetter today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SoundCloud. Is there so much turmoil in your thinking that it feels like your mind is an actual battleground? You have trouble falling asleep because it just won't shut off? Or you wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep because of all the thoughts? Or maybe you notice that you worry all the time, constantly thinking about the worst case scenario or all of the what ifs that could happen. And probably not getting the results that you would like in life, feeling like something needs to change. Well, that makes sense because how we think determines whether we win or lose in life. In In the program, Wevolve by Michelle Newstetter will walk you through how to get back in control or maybe get control for the first time of our thoughts, our emotions, and the results we are getting in our lives. If you want tomorrow to be different than today, you are going to have to do something today to make tomorrow different. Otherwise, you don't have a new tomorrow, you simply have a longer today. Don't miss out. Go to extremeexcellence.ca and click Wevolve to get into this revolutionary program. Plus, for a limited time, if you complete this program and give your testimonial, Michelle will even refund you 50% of your enrollment fee. What do you have to lose? Space is limited. Secure your spot today.